It's emotional support coffee time at probably 7 o'clock at night. I know, you're probably going, you don't need this right now, girl. You don't need it. That's why we switched to decaf halfway through the day. Because why not? We still want our coffee. We just don't need to be ADHD and spazzing out until 1 in the morning. So before we really get into this, let's talk about how cute my little fuzzy friend here, Calcifer, is. He is so unbelievably cute, content, happy with sleeping on this couch. He is the snuggliest cat I have ever met in the entirety of my life. I kid you not. By the way, if you hear noises in the background, Jordan's making sauce. He's making sauce. He's making chicken. He's doing all the things. He's the dinner guy tonight. So, let's talk about some of the comments that you guys have been asking, because I haven't been answering them. And you're probably going, why, Amanda, why? Why haven't you been answering me in the comments down below? Because I feel like you're either ignoring me or you're deleting my comments. I'm going to let you know right now, I don't have time in my day to delete your comments. I don't have time. I don't have time. If they went against YouTube regulations, maybe they got deleted. I don't know. But it's not me. Your girl doesn't have time like that. I don't have any time in the day after my long day between working and being in the car and doing mom things and wife things, and Jordan has no access to my comments. So, let's talk about the comment where somebody was like, are you ever going to do a home tour? And I really don't know how to answer that question properly. So in that, I'm going to dive a little deeper into that. Somebody was like, well, I see a lot of real life on a low income, and people are on Section 8 and they're doing their food stamp shopping and they're doing all the different things and they're showing lifestyle videos with their kids, and that's just not me. That is not me. That's not this channel. I originally posted pumpkin patch video, and then I really started getting uncomfortable with that, even though I felt like I did a fairly good job on editing that video. Everything was smooth. I didn't actually show kid faces. We just mostly showed like body of children. If you watched it, you watched it. If you didn't, you didn't. Only about 500 people got to watch it before I was like, put on the brakes, girl. This is not comfortable. And it goes hand in hand with the exact topic of, are we ever going to do a house tour? So just because someone starts their channel off with, this is my low income apartment and I'm on Section 8 and all the different things, more power to you. That's not me. That's not me. It's not going to be me. I'm never going to judge you. I'm never going to be like, and this is my 1966 mobile home in a mobile home park, unless certain criteria was met. So Jordan and I have talked about this deeply and many of times. What would it look like if we showed our house? Is that something we feel comfortable with? And what goes along with that? So one thing I think that people forget is that we're on the internet. This internet thing that we're on right now with the YouTube and the TikTok and the Instagram and the Facebook, none of that is really truly safe. And I say that because there are some things that I'm sure some of you guys have noticed that I've cut back on a little bit. And that is for safety. my privacy as a person who has a life, a whole life outside of this channel, is important. And there are things that I don't show you in my regular life because this is the internet. And it's got nothing to do with any of you guys who are genuine and good and sweet and kind and your heart is in the right place. I'm not talking about you.
It's the rest of them.
It's the rest of them, okay? And there are some strange folks out there. As a matter of fact, I recently, in the last 3 months, watched a documentary about families who are on the internet and how it will affect their kids and their lives later in life. And even though this is really new, it is not new enough for people to know exactly who watches their channel. So, for instance, in this whole documentary, there was a couple with a set of twins, and these twins had their own channel from the time that they were born all the way up until they're 12, 13. And the dad was honest, and he asked the girls, he says, "Who is watching your channel?" And they're like, "Well, I know that there's a thing in the algorithm that shows male or female and an age group." Well, disgustingly enough, most people watching that channel, a wide variety of them, were men between certain ages.
Much older.
Much older. Even older than us. So, I hope that that answers a piece of that question you have if I'll ever have a house tour. The other thing that I think is pretty apparent is that this started as a budgeting channel where we talk about cash stuffing, sinking fund, savings challenges, all on a low income, and it is a whole thing, right? Well, that has to be in private. If you were to see the inside of my house, all dressed up, buttoned up, and beautiful, then there are certain things that may become unsafe. And that could be one. And it's not to say that money's floating around, because it's not. It has its place, and that's where it needs to be. But we talk about money on this channel quite a bit. The other thing that I wanted to mention too is that people don't always have the best intentions for you and your family on social media. So someone's opinion could bring a lot of hell to your life. Now, it's not to say that we will never do an empty house tour, because we've thought about that many of times. When, if all the things we move, which it's not really an if, it's more of a when and how and timeline, because we're not rich. We're on a low income. This is our real lives. Okay? So, there could possibly be a very far in the future or foreseeable year or two empty house tour where we sell this home. I don't know, Jordan, did we discuss if we were going to say how much we sold the house for, or are we going to keep that private?
No.
He doesn't feel comfortable. And see, a lot of this would be fine if a certain tall, long-haired gentleman didn't bring a lot of this stuff to my attention, because he knows that I always think everyone has a good heart. But he also knows that I'm not 10, and I also know what goes on the internet. But he has brought so many things to light that I'm like, I don't know if I should be sharing that. So I'm very careful with some of the things that I do share on this channel, just because it's the internet. And the internet is forever. It is forever. So safety is a huge part of that. Safety is the number one priority for this family. And it's not that this is a terrible question. It's honest. And I'm sure, like I said, it was never meant to be like a, is your house so disgusting that you don't want to show it? It's more of a, I film on my porch steps just because I can. And honestly, from car to porch steps to inside the house is pretty darn lazy work. It's lazy. And you guys have seen me cook in my kitchen. You have seen me do videos in this house. You have seen me do videos at my desk. You know that I do videos in this house. It's not a problem. We're sitting in here. But I'm not going to show you my whole house. And I have a question for you guys. Since I get asked so many questions all the time, how comfortable would you feel if someone was to walk into your home and film your house and say, this is your very first YouTube video? How would you feel? What would your reaction be? Are you willing to put that out in the open? And I want you to think of it as like, well, not in a sense of my house is clean and I own nice stuff and all the things. I'm talking about all the things I just told you. Would you show a full tour of your furnished personal belongings in your house? Do you feel like that is safe? Do you feel safe doing it? When you see people post all these things on their channels, do you question why they're doing it? I feel like it's very important that we talk about this in the comments down below, because I'm curious. I'm just curious. And I'm sure Jordan's curious too, because there are some things that I've seen even recently on TikTok where I go, and mind you, I'm new to TikTok. I don't really post on TikTok. I'm just scrolling. And I'm watching this woman argue with her, what I would assume to be same age as little piggy, like 10-year-old age. And this woman is straight up flipping out on her child. I'm thinking to myself, you want that on the internet, honey? You want that on the internet? Now, I am very transparent. I will share my low income life with you. I'll share with you my budget. We'll go to the grocery store. I will be honest when my car breaks down. I'm going to be as transparent as could be when it comes to my financial situation to a point. And that point ends when safety is a problem. So, I don't know. You let me know. Do we do an empty house tour? I feel like that's safe. I feel like that could be safe because we're no longer going to be living here at that point in time. And that was our biggest thing. We're no longer going to be living here. Everyone has this huge, fascination of where we live. Well, where exactly do you live? Well, I can tell you I don't live in Portland and I don't live in Eugene. And I definitely don't live in Terrebonne, where my P.O. box is. But I obviously live between somewhere and some place near this P.O. box, because I check it once a week. But I don't live in any of those areas. But I also live in a very expensive area of Oregon, and all of Oregon is fairly expensive. I also got asked recently if I'm going to disclose... Need a drink? If I'm going to disclose where we are going to be moving when we move. And I I'm really not sure, because I always want to have a P.O. box, because you guys send me stuff, I send stuff. We have this whole community going on. I send stuff to other budgeting community members. You guys know who you are. We're more like pen pals and talk on Instagram, which if you want to find me on Instagram, I'm Amanda's Budgets. Can't miss me, can't miss my face. Cartooned out. But I don't know. I want to keep that going. I want it to feel safe enough that we can keep doing the P.O. box thing. Because I feel like it's been fun. It is honestly, doing this whole channel has been the funnest thing I think I've ever done. Ever. Like, I think that it became a hobby that I was like, oh, but now this is a really fun hobby because I'm meeting other people all over the United States and even people in Canada and other parts of the world. I mean, it has just been absolutely amazing. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. If you have any other questions within reason, leave me a comment down below. Please make sure it's appropriate and it's something that we can actually make a video about, because I feel like sometimes I get some strange ones from time to time. But as always, you can only do what you can with what you got, because it's all you have to work with. I'm gonna watch some Gilmore Girls tonight because it's fall, and what else is there to do other than watch some Gilmore Girls, especially since I finished Bridgerton, waiting for season 4. Let me know if you've watched Bridgerton. Let me know if you watch Gilmore Girls. Let me know if there's anything good on Netflix. I don't pay for Netflix. It comes with my phone service, but while I got it, I want to get all the things watched. I also have Hulu as well, but I don't know. I don't really find anything on Hulu. So if there's a missing gem, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Calcifer's so cute. He says bye, guys, with his tininess.